We are Supremely Black, and we back to you, folks. So let's talk about the DeShaun Watson series of events and the things that are transpired, the allegations, the accusations, and what do we think about it, and just the timeline, the story. I don't know if y'all research much because I just dropped this on y'all and I didn't let y'all know that I wanted to talk about this prior, and I just told y'all today, so I don't know how much you know about it. But right now he's at 16 civil uh, accusation accounts. And so what we do know, and I'm just gonna give some of the details, they're all Jane Does. They want to be anonymous. They don't want to share their name. And then they're all civil accounts, but they're saying that he is a repeat offender, a sexual predator, what are some other words that they use? A deviant, uh, and he has a problem, but they want to keep it on a civil level and not a criminal level. So that's my first question or red flag. The second red flag is all these stories are coming from 2020 to 2021. So he just became a freak. He just got freaky. Like it just happened. He damn near, I want to say like he 25, maybe 26 or something. And he just got freaky in the last 2 years. Like then uh the other things about it is Houston is one of the biggest cities with pros. And when I mean pros, I mean prostitutes, like people for that you could pay to get some play. So why, when he got all that money, will he take the risk of defaming himself or putting himself in a precarious situation that could end his career, hurt his career or whatever? And I do understand if he is guilty of this stuff, the man's sick because there are sick people in the world. The man has a problem and he needs to seek help. And whatever happens to him, rightfully, civilly, losing money, and criminally, maybe jail time, whatever they decide to do with him, is well deserving. However, there's other ways to get your nut off, especially in H-Town and with the bread that he got. And it could have been all discreet. So I'm just not, I got a whole bunch of questions and a whole bunch of things that's happening because, oh, he requested a trade. Now this is happening. One. Two, you don't want him traded. You keep saying that you want to keep him on your team. So now you're trying to bring his trade value down or make it to where, because you know he might strongly, because you might have heard from his representatives and stuff that he's going to sit out. So then now you're trying to get out the contract that you're paying him. And so you're trying to defame the man and do all this other stuff. Because another thing is all of these cases are in Houston and DeShaun be traveling and he don't be in Houston all the time, except for two cases. Two cases are in Atlanta. But like, come on now. So I'm gonna let y'all tap in and add y'all sense, and I'll add some more of my thoughts and perception and things on it after y'all chime in.
First, I'd like to say we should listen to all women when accusations come about. We should listen to all women. I do have a red flag that you didn't bring up, Spears, and that was the simple fact that it was either one or two of the accusers' lawyer is friends with the owner of the Texas, which kind of threw a big red flag.
They all have the same lawyer. So they all
have the same lawyer.
Yes.
It is cool with the owner of the team.
Well,
he said now he has no idea who it is.
Yeah.
He said he don't know who he is.
But they live literally from here to your front door away from each other, basically. It's a little exaggeration, but they live like 4 or 5 houses down the street from each other.
Yeah. So in other words, if I go outside and get my mail and look down the street, I can wave at you and see exactly who you are.
But you don't know my name, and I don't know your name. We never introduced ourselves.
Let me tell you something. I lived in my house that I live in now, this new neighborhood, which I knew nobody in, it's probably been a month now. And I can tell you, 4 houses down, if I don't know their whole name, I can say, oh yeah, it's Barry. Yeah, he stopped by and talked to, hey. And then we usually talk about people with that big amount of money, they know who their neighbors are when you got that much money. Cause people with money want to know the other people with money, just in case they need to do something. They got contacts and connects. That's one thing I do know. Even though I ain't got that much money, I just know of people who had that much money, and that's what they kind of talk to each other and mingle about and things of that nature.
No, you were saying it right. People with money know people with money because they knew it and they real friendly. Hey, how you doing? This house is worth so and so. Yeah, I don't know my neighbors. I don't get shit happen to them. I don't.
You almost had me say NIGGA because you damn sure know. Especially a owner of a team, somebody sitting on maybe a bill or a couple bill or whatever, because I think they are a billionaires, the owner of the Texans. So like sitting on that money, and then you supposed to be one of the highest esteemed lawyers in the state of Texas. Y'all know each other because you probably represent him on some, corporate law thing or something like that. Y'all done talked or even put him on a corporate lawyer since you were a civil court and criminal court lawyer or whatever. Put him on a corporate lawyer or something. Y'all done talk. Y'all done been at the
you done been the same
trophy
events.
club. What's it called? Not trophy club. What that be?
The golf club. Yeah, the country club. Yeah, country club.
Y'all probably in the same good old boys club and all that. Yeah. So don't play us like we stupid. We might have been born that night, but not last night.
Yeah. So it's rare, like you said, that all these complaints for somebody that is a millionaire, that is a professional, is all in the same place except for two. It's also rare, very, very rare, that everybody has the same representative on the case. It's also very, very rare that everything is all civil because it's always usually you have these cases, 2 or 3 that's like, no, I want criminal charges brought about. It ain't finna be all civil with me. I don't know if these rumors or not, but a couple things I heard that really threw red flags. And like I said, I'm listening to all these women. I'm waiting on the full story to come out. One said that they had a sexual act where he released himself on her face and she didn't feel comfortable at the time because she might get hurt. So she waited to later on to present. I was like, okay, that's understandable, but I'm not gonna go through the reason why you had that. It just seemed like a funny story to tell that you would tell that part of the story. And it just kind of threw me off. Like I said, I'm not saying that she's wrong. I'm not believing her, but out of the whole story, I'm just trying to figure out why was that one detail have to be told at every. So that's where he went wrong in that situation. Um, and I like the way he came out straightforward and said, "Hey, I've had dealings with women, but I've never disrespected anybody." Like he jumped on it on the first case before it really even hit the news. And basically, he was going about it saying that if he is incorrect, if he does have these problems, yes, he should lose his money, he should lose his job, he should go to jail. To be honest with you, if this is what he is doing, I'm just gonna wait on everything to come out before I say. I'm just gonna say we should listen to all women. But one thing I did hear, which was kind of funny on the sports channel to me. It wasn't funny, but it was like, wouldn't it be something if he's the one doing all this so he can devalue himself to get off that damn team? Like he want to get off that team so bad, he bringing on his own fake allegations to get off this damn team and go somewhere else.
Hey, I didn't think about it that way, but I will say this: from the allegations that's being told, you think that's worth jail time? Because all he's doing is
Uh,
unrobing himself, and I don't see how somebody who is a masseuse, how you see an erect dingaling and you don't know that he's trying to swing it on your hand. how you keep your hand there? Like,
The tip of it, the tip of it.
exactly. So why would you not keep your hands away from that area? Like these are the things that make you go, like, really? But again, everybody should be heard. Every woman should be heard. Every story should be listened to and taken seriously. However, if it is a lie, every liar should be prosecuted. And again,
Yeah.
I I still don't know. I'm debating or thinking like if he is guilty, does what he did deserve jail time? Because
I
again,
would say the one if he's forcing women to give him head and fellatio, and he is relieving himself on her face, then yeah. If he's forcing a woman to do that, then yeah.
see, but the way that
If he's
no, I
forcing her
get
to
that.
do
But the way that she said it wasn't like force. It was like she complied, but she regretted the compliance, and she was in fear of what he could do. So, but I mean, go
it.
ahead, Rose. Go ahead,
Oh,
Rose.
oh,
Yeah,
oh, and one and hello, and one of the civil suits is only for like $50 for understanding. I'm just saying, this whole situation seems to be crazy. That's all I'm saying. Go ahead, D Rose.
yeah. I keep it short and sweet. I happened to have the opportunity to work around the Texans the first year I got down here, and I will say this that DeShaun Watson probably had one of the squeakiest clean backgrounds I've ever ran across for a pro player. Like you couldn't find anybody that didn't just rant and rave of the individual he was. So if this was his things that he had in the closet going on and forcing women to do X, Y, and Z, don't get me wrong, I hope he never plays another snap. However, if this is all just a big, because it's two things. It's either DeShaun Watson has a major problem that nobody ever knew about sexually, or this is the biggest, and I mean the biggest bullshit ever conspired against a player that wanted to leave a team. And it's only two ways you can really look at it. And when we find out the facts, we will. But here's my thing, just with having a lot of women in my family, I don't want you to be going after anything civilly. If that happens, but you need these people convicted and taken off the streets because honestly, that's the biggest issue. They can make more money, but you can't replace people's lives that is being impacted by someone raping them or forcing themselves upon them because men and women that have been through these type of things in life have to live with that forever. There's not any amount of money that can take back their innocence. So it is a serious issue, but all of them picking this one guy to be, I mean, come on, dog. Like, I'm gonna be real with you. I make thousands in Houston, and it's not that hard. So if he's super lame with a lot of bread, which could happen, or this is terrible. Like, because he was just squeaky clean the first year I got down. When I got down here in 2009, you couldn't say nothing bad about DeShaun Watson. Nothing. Like nothing. But so hey, we'll see. We'll discuss it later. If he guilty, DeShaun, I hate it for you, my brother, but you're gonna have to get this word.
I agree.
Defendants, but that lawyer, I mean, he's doing his job, but it seems like he got a hidden plight in that too, because this isn't the first big case. He didn't fought the oil company's head up and chose sides. So he's not playing it quiet. He knows exactly how he's doing. He went public with it first and he built from there. He knew what he was doing. He keep his name out there. And the sad part about it, we expect people to be all the way professional, but a lot of people do it for the popularity to keep their name because unfortunately, this is going to get him another case, regardless if he ever gets a dollar from DeShaun Watson. His name going to be circulating, and that's just the industry we live in. Everything goes into entertainment, even when it's supposed to be professional. So
Yeah.
we'll see.
Yeah. I want to repeat your sentiments about, and this was one of my biggest things about it too. Like, if these allegations are true, why civil?
Yeah,
Because you could go criminal and then get money on the civil afterwards. But if these allegations are true, and if you're trying to speak for women out there who do have stories like this, who aren't being heard, who are going untold, you need to take it criminal because that's the way that you make these mother suckers pay. That's the way that people stop being fearful of coming out and telling their stories and being victimized, and they stand up for themselves. Because again, if you just try and take some hush money and get some money and get paid, you make it harder for certain people to believe you, because it makes it seem like it's about the dollar versus your actual real pain and suffering. Because money, if it is true, money is not going to fix what you went through. Money,
Nope. And
money is not going to
yeah,
help you
it's
heal the way you need to. And because I mean, you could go see a psychiatrist or a psychologist or whatever, but again, they're not going to still be able to fix you from, like you said, Rose, get your innocence back. They're not going to be able to give
yeah,
that back to you. And so
yeah,
these people do need to be tried criminally if this stuff is true, because the other little girls, the other women out there that are behind you and watching you and see this will have more courage to go and do it themselves and to get their their predator in jail and locked away. And every predator
yeah.
don't have money, so they're going to be less fearful of being quiet, because they know they're not going to get a dollar from a broke person, but they will see that person and they will have some pride in them and privilege knowing that that person's not out there being able to victimize them again or anybody else.
Yeah, yeah, that's the truth. Like, so I ain't gonna say I'm hoping either way, but it's a slap in the face to people that we've all had conversations with, that no matter how they close their eyes at night, they can have a nightmare about stuff like this that happen. Like, it's real, so it's nothing to joke about. So, we'll see, but I can't say I wish on either side, but I just hope the best comes out of whatever the situation is, honestly.
Some people off. Big Ben paid some people off for his rape allegations, actual rape allegations, and paid them off. And he's still in the league. And you know that happened years ago, but he's turned I guess, his life around. Do you think they will give the same? I'm gonna call it privilege because that's what it is, to DeShaun, if if any of it is true, or even partially of it's true, or if he decides to go ahead and pay all 16 cases off and he don't get tried criminally and lets it go, do you think he would get the same grace and mercy that Big Ben receives?
I'm gonna tell you, right. I believe he'll get some only because of the NFL. NFL had gave second chances to men who have beat their wives. They have gave second chances. Hold on. They have gave second chances to sexual assault situations. Not only just Big Ben, it's been other people. They have gave multiple chances to breaking the drug policy and all that. The only people that don't get second chances is when it's on video. When you on video and you all on the social media and doing all that extra, only time you don't get second chance. And we can hear about it, and we can't put our eyes on it, and you ain't on social media acting a complete nut. I believe it now. He might not get the same money. He might not start. He'll be on somebody's team, second, third string quarterback.
Now, if he in the league, he's starting.
I think they'll give it to him. It won't be immediate. I think eventually. Because it's all about NFL. Don't care about nothing but women. That's all they care about. Ray Rice's situation was swept under the rug until we saw a video of him knocking her out and dragging her through the elevator. Before then, NFL was praying and hoping that never reached the surface. That's just my thoughts on it.
I really don't know. I'm not the biggest fan. I love football. I'm not the biggest fan of the NFL handling of things. It does seem like Flake said, is if we can see it, then they can see it, and if they can't, it will forever be swept under the rug. So I'm not even gonna try to tweak my brain, even try to think on that level, because it's a corporate industry that brings in bigger, and Shannon Sharp voice, billions of dollars yearly. So whatever the hell the NFL want to do, they gonna do. That's just what it is. Yeah, you know. So
I mean, yeah, it's a private institution, and folks
yeah,
ain't finna stop buying that ticket. They can stand outside and protest all day
yeah,
that he should be on the team. But if that stadium sell out, they only give two shits.
yeah, 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 yeah. Sadly, but that's true. Yeah. So I think that leads us to our next and final topic, Spirit, that you want to get into.
Yes, sir, it does. Our last topic is a man by the name of Kevin Samuels. He is I don't know if I want to call him an influencer, or I guess he is somewhat of an influencer. He has a big social media following. He is I don't want to say what's the correct
Man.
word?
He basically is.
I don't want to
He
say a
basically
guidance counselor, but I mean he be
nah. He basically is like a relationship guru type person. That's basically
but
what he
self-proclaimed.
self-proclaimed. He has gotten people married on this platform before, that met on this platform before. He has helped women and men find they mate through the platform that he has. He started off as what did I say earlier? He's a personal he's an image consultant. That's how he started off. He's been an
Images.
image consultant, and through his works, they would see him have certain women, and men would ask him, how can I get these women? How can I meet these women? What can I do? And whatever. And that's how he pretty much started being this like relationship dating dating guru. Not relationship, because
That's what I was
that's
looking
what's it.
for. I was
Dating
looking
guru.
for the
He's not quite the
consultant.
relationship, but to get you, he try to help you get what you are looking for. Not necessarily maintain it, but help you at least put you in a position to be able to get what you're looking for.
Yeah, I was looking for the word consultant. That's what I was looking for. I couldn't think of it. But yeah, he's just basically a relationship consultant, a dating consultant, or a tell you why you ain't where you think you are, and bring you back down to earth consultant. So with with that being said, do y'all think he is for the culture? Do y'all think his methods are effective, ineffective? Do you think they're warranted, unwarranted? Do you think they're needed, not needed? How do you think the way he goes about what he does, is it good for people, or is it bad for people?
I'm a personality guy when it comes to delivering a message to people. I feel that some people like sugarcoated. Some people like it very direct. Some people like for you to explain when you've been in that situation. Just people learn and feel things in a different way. So I would say that from his perspective, I think he relates better to people that do not mind straight up no chasing. He would not necessarily be someone that I would send to him if he or she was soft-hearted at any point or living in a false reality, because even though I think it would be helpful, I myself happen to be a straight shooter, so I would receive the message better than someone sugarcoating it. But for somebody that's used to being coddled, or what they say, what is it, soften up the blow, or whatever the damn old folks saying is, when you want it softened up, he wouldn't be for that. I think it's needed though for both sides, because I think a little of us get too caught up in what society tells us that we need to be with. So we have this false reality of what we're living in and what we're really chasing, and we lose sight of it. Doesn't really have real love. Doesn't really have a material to it, and I think he helps deliver that message in his weird way of doing so. It's really about what do you truthfully bring to the table, and not this fabricated life that you think that you're presenting to people, because in reality, from both sides, we're not even interested in what you bring to the table. And that's from men and women's perspective. So do I agree? Do I follow him that much? No. From what I've heard, he seems like he's a pretty straight shooter that gives both sides that work if they get outside of, if they feel like they're too much and doing too much. Yeah, I think he has a humbling effect. So that's my take on the brother.
I believe he is for the culture. I do believe it's a conversation that is needed for those who are out there looking for a companion. Because most of the people, I don't follow him too heavy, but I did my research on when I first heard about him, and just to see if he just outrageous like this, or is he just giving hard truths that people don't want to deal with. And in some cases, in a lot of cases, he just giving the hard truth of what it is. And those who are complaining about are those who are faint of heart that don't want to be talked to like that when it comes to situations. Or, to be honest with you, there's a lot of people in that same boat. A lot of people in that same boat that are feeling like that's touching home, and they don't want to realize that this is really my situation. And I'm looking for certain, and he's telling me I don't fit that description. Well, to be honest with you, yeah, sometimes that is what it is. Um, but I like the approach. He's mainly talking to older people most of the time, and during that time, you can't be soft with people. Most people I seen him talk to was like 35 and up. So in them type of situations, it's too late to be faint. That whole being faint heart and soften the blow was over with. Now we at that point where you should be buckling down, and you want saying you want to have kids and stuff like that. Well, we at that point where we should be doing that. So it's time to stop playing the games, and no chase on it. I had my wife listen to him a little bit. I'll be honest with you. I told her, I said, I'll be honest, most women, they want to be caught. They don't want that hard truth. Most women want us to soften it up for them because they don't want the fear of their feelings being hurt. I said, but he does the same thing to men, and it ain't too many people just caring about how he talk to the men, because men are not expected to get their feelings hurt as easy as where women, sometimes, and this speaking for all women, and sometimes, I mean, even in my experience, that's the reason why I'm saying it. So if y'all get mad, this is my own experience. The most women just want you to soften it up. They don't want that hard truth because they feel it's gonna be hurt, and they want their feelings to be spared, and that's just what it is. But I mean, I do enjoy some of the conversations. If you get past them all that, you will find out that he is dropping. Most times, he dropping some gems. I don't agree with him sometimes. Most time, I mean, he dropping gems in there. Like like I remember he told one dude, "You can't be looking for that supermodel, and you sitting here, you overweight, you got this average job, you staying with your mama. Like, who you expecting Halle Berry to knock on your door? Like, what is you talking about?" So some of those hard truths deserve to be given.
Yeah, it was the dude that was like 5'5", made like less than $1,000 a month and
Yeah,
300 pounds. Like,
yeah,
that's what you really need to hear, bro. Because you still at your mama crib. You shouldn't be worried about a woman, just to keep it a being with you. Like, if I was broke, a woman's not even attractive no more. I can't do nothing for you, so but get on your nerves. Like, so what's your thoughts, Spirit?
I would say, broke or not, she's still gonna be fine and she fine. So I would say that. But my thoughts is, y'all know me, so I don't sugarcoat a god dang thing. I I don't spare no feelings. If I got something to say, I'm gonna say it. Uh, I've been called insensitive. I've been called uh, blunt, whatever, all this other stuff. But I believe that's the way that you deal with people. Now, there have been times where I have, because you learn people too, and you get to know people, that you do kind of appease to their feelings, but you say what you got to say. You just say it in a different way. But I do think that he is needed for the culture. I do think that he is someone that you can learn a lot from, because in the things that he says, there's a lot of logic in it, and there's a lot of like rational perspectives and point of views that he comes from. So just like with the scenario that you used, Rose, when you said the dude was 35, I think he was 38, uh, overweight and living with his mama and stuff and everything, and he was wondering like why he can't find nobody, and the dude told him like, you don't love yourself, you need to work out for yourself. Like at this point you can't find love because you don't even love yourself to be living like that, to be unachieving and all this other stuff, and you really want a woman but you're an underachiever. Like, and so that's a logical, rational perspective and thought process. So again, I think the uproar is because now he's transitioned from his conversations with the man, and now he mainly has the conversations with the women. And because women are a little bit more sensitive, and again, like Flake said, I don't care if y'all get mad or not, this is just the fact. So we ain't sugarcoating shit. Y'all a little bit more sensitive, but men are sensitive too, and men don't like being told that either. But women just are a little bit more sensitive. There's an uproar, and he's disrespectful. He coming at them all wrong and doing all that stuff. When in all actuality, he is being more honest than some of your friends and family members, because he's telling you the blatant, direct truth, things that you need to hear that you just don't want to hear, that can actually help you benefit in life and change the things that you want. So I think he is needed for the culture, but uh to that point, before today, I never watched him, never heard about him or anything. But after uh, somebody brought the topic to us, Renaya, thank you for the topic. Uh, I have watched him, and I might watch him every now and then just to see, but because of the way I operate, I'm not really just gonna sit there and watch somebody, but I may check in on them and stuff and everything just to catch some gems. Cause like Flake said, he dropped gems or whatnot, and he give great advice. And I'm still in the point in my life where I need advice. So some of the messages that he's telling man or woman could be directly meant for me, and I need to hear it. So I'm with it. But
It's something good to check in every once in a while, too. You know,
but
because
I will say this: we might need to change this into a relationship podcast to get them coins, because that man, the way he went at that girl, it was like you wanted to be disrespectful, and you could have hit my stuff on my consulting because I get paid for this. This is my job. I have a business. We might need to do that and collect some coins.
hey, I'm here to tell you, I'd have been through it all. You understand me? So I can answer all the questions. I can
I'm,
answer all the
I'm,
questions.
I'm gonna tell you this, and just the temperature around things, we're just gonna let it cool out, let Kevin Samuel do his thing, let Derrick Jackson get his shit phased out, and then we can kind of look into that. So it's a lot of heat right now, so we just need to kind of, you know what I'm saying, kind of blend in the weeds and just look at, oh, okay, what's going on? Then we can slide in there. Yeah. But nah, yeah, buddy, all right with me.
Yeah, he's something you check into every once in a while. Because even when he's talking to the women, as a man, you can get some knowledge. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. I do know we need to look into, we need to, because this has been something that's came across my desk, I'm gonna say my desk a couple times. Charleston White. It might be the next topic we need to have a discussion on, because that's I think that'll be a good one, but we'll say that for another time. But yeah.
Yeah. So we're about to hit us with the Black Business Minute. Is there anything else that y'all want to drop us with about the three topics that we discussed today, or tell the people about before I go into the Black Business Minute?
Nah, I'm
All
good.
right. So for this week, the Black Business Minute is culture elevation. So about culture elevation, a movement to tell our stories, a brand to support our way of life. Through sharing our stories, we have the power to enrich and empower our lives. For far too long, the relevance of Black voices have been diminished. The ties to our ancestry have been interrupted and society does not properly credit the elements of our culture that we all love today. As a Black-owned family business, our brand seeks to bridge the gap to inspire a new generation that will walk in their power and embrace their natural beauty, swag, and eclectic nature. As part of our mission, we actively seek out partnerships with Black-owned businesses. These partnerships allow us to circulate our dollars in our community longer. Together, we will continue to inspire and uplift each other. So Culture Elevation is a clothing line, and how I found them is they requested me on IG. I requested them back. They sent me a DM. So what they typically do is they drop a campaign every month. So it's a different campaign. So you'll never really catch them having the same uh, clothing or paraphernalia or anything. It'll be a new thing every month because they do the campaigns. Now, I do think that they have some like stalwarts that are, up there that they sell repeatedly, like an original tee or whatever, but they are a clothing line and they have some dope stuff. I went on their website and they have some dope stuff and everything. So you can find them on their website is www.cultureelevation.com. That's KULTUREELEVATION.com. They also have a Facebook link. And so it's, www.facebook.com/Culture Elevation Inc. And then they're also on IG at Culture Elevation Inc. And so you can find them and look through their clothes and everything. They have some dope stuff. They have it for women, man, and kids. And so you could take care of the whole family or whatnot. And again, it's all about the culture. It's all about black pride, black power, and they're just trying to make sure that we're telling our stories and doing it the dopest, best way possible. So that's our Black Business Minute, Culture Elevation.
Shout out to Culture Elevation. For our Supremely Black Person of the Week is going to Miss Felicia Rashad. And y'all know her from The Cosby Show. That is the first woman that I fell in love with as a little boy because I thought she was so fine running around as the 8-year-old little boy on TV.
She's still kind of cute to be as old as she is. She's like,
Sure is. Ain't no kind of to it. She is. Don't worry about it. As you know her as Claire Huxtable for The Cosby Show. She became the first Black actress to win the Tony Award for Best Actress in a Play, where she won for her role in A Raisin in the Sun. Her other Broadway credits include Into the Woods in '88, Jealous Last Jam in '93, Gem of the Ocean in '04, Cat on the Hat Tin Roof in 2008. She also has won an NAACP Image Award for the TV series of Raisin in the Sun. I mean, the television adaptation of Raisin in the Sun. I'm sorry. She also appeared in a movie called For Color Girls, Good Deeds, Creed, and Creed 2 as well. I name off all the movies and television shows because there've been a whole lot. But shout out to her. She did go to Howard University. I know it seemed like I'm not picking Howard people, but I know it seemed like lately there's been a lot of people that went to Howard University. I just randomly pick these folks and do my research on them. So big shout out to her. She's our Supremely Black Person of the Week.
Shout out to her. Shout out.
Shout out Miss Felicia Rashad. And I would be remiss not to shout out your sister because both of y'all are dope Black queens, Miss Debbie. So shout out to the family and for everything that you are doing for the culture.
Be a closeout if Flake didn't stumble on that reading out. Would not be a close. I was waiting on that. I'm like, okay, he good. There you go.
Hey, it's always gonna be a stumble there somewhere.
Yeah. Tyrone, can you stand up and read?
Hey, but you fall down and you get up.
Oh, yeah, that's it. Yeah, he all right. But yeah, man, we don't close it, bad boy. We got bad boy out, man.
For all my queens out there, put your crown on, tilt that thing to the side, let them know y'all a queen. For all my kings out there, put your crown on, tilt that thing to the side, let them know y'all a king. We are supremely black, and we out.